everybody and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make my super soft and easy vanilla buttercream. Now this recipe is perfect for piping on top of your cupcakes or even spreading on top of your layer cakes. And if you're after an easy vanilla cupcake recipe, I did actually post one last week which you can now watch. I'll also link it in the top card and in the description box below. Okay, so for your buttercream, you want to use butter that is nicely softened, and you can test the right softness, but if you just press it with your finger, it should leave a nice and soft indent, and also be quite squishy as well, but not so soft that it's almost melted, so you want this nice squishy consistency. And to get it this soft, you could either leave it at room temperature for a couple of hours, or you could just pop it in the microwave in a few second bursts, but do be careful not to melt it. So we're just going to measure out 200 grams into our bowl, and fix our mixer with a paddle attachment. Then we're just going to start beating the butter on its own for around 5 minutes, and that's going to get the butter to go nice and silky, and it's also going to get paler in colour. So as you can see, it starts off quite a yellowy shade, and after 5 minutes of beating it will become much paler and silkier. So once it looks like this, you just want to measure out your icing sugar, so you will need 460 grams. Now it's best to add this in stages, partly to prevent it from flying everywhere because it's quite messy icing sugar, but it's also to make sure the icing sugar is nicely incorporated as well. So we're going to mix this in 3 stages. So we're just going to add our first third of icing sugar and then mix for around 2 minutes until it's nicely incorporated. Then you just want to add your second third and mix for another 2 minutes. And do try to actually get it in the bowl, unlike me. So as you can see, it'll start to go even paler actually, and it'll thicken up quite a bit as well. Then you just want to add your last third. Now once you've added the last of the icing sugar, you might see it starts to look a bit dry and kind of clumpy. That's absolutely fine. This is where the milk comes in. So that's what's going to bring it back to a nice silky soft consistency. Okay, so we're just going to be adding around 3 tablespoons of whole milk. Now this may differ depending on how soft your butter was when you started. So say you left your butter at room temperature and it was a bit warmer where you are, you might need less milk, but if it was a bit firmer you might need more milk until you get the desired consistency. So it may even be best to start by adding just 1 tablespoon of milk at a time, just so you don't add too much. But if you do add too much, you can always add a bit of icing sugar and that should stiffen it back up again. So you just want to mix this through until it's nicely incorporated. So how you'll know you've got the right consistency is if it's nice and soft and spreadable, as you can see when I glide my spatula through it, but it also holds a nice shape when you poke it, so it holds a nice peak, and that means it's really good for piping. Now of course this is a recipe for vanilla icing, so we're going to be adding around 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So just mix that through and then your buttercream will be ready. Okay, so that is how to make my super soft and silky vanilla buttercream. I have also made a variation of this recipe on my Biscoff cupcake video where I showed you how to make Biscoff buttercream, so be sure to check that out if you're a fan of Biscoff. So that is all from me today. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments down below, and I will see you next week with another video. Thanks for watching, bye!